Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator. In today's episode we are checking out the latest version of Flight Control Replay version 5. If you are interested in acquiring any of my Overkills tutorial guides for Microsoft Flight Simulator, please consider joining me on Patreon. Patreon subscribers level tier 2 and above have access to all of my guides, as well as any future updates and future guides that will be coming down the road. Link to Patreon can be found in the description below. All right, so first up, what is Flight Control Replay? Flight Control Replay is an application that allows you to play back and record record and play back your flights, whether that be specific moments of a flight, or if you want to, for example, save an approach angle, altitude, etc. And it even has the ability, I believe, to do AI flight for formation flying and things like that if you wanted to. Now I'm going to be showing it in its most basic form as far as simply recording a flight, recording some landings, recording the takeoffs, gear transition, flap controls, things like that, to see the more just cinematic side of flight that we don't get with the standard view in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Okay, so we're going to sort of just play this as if we were just looking for a cinematic view. I'm not going to go into more of the advanced features now. I do want to talk about that briefly, though. As I said, you can save specific locations. You can save recordings, full flight recordings, if you want to come back and replay them later. Now, much about these replay options that is also very beneficial is that you do have the ability to come back at a later time and maybe complete a flight. Now, I can tell you what none of them do that I'm aware of as of yet. None of them save, for example, CDU entries and, FMS programming, such as flight plan entry and things like that. So it saves the aircraft configuration and aircraft position, speed, location, etc. But it doesn't save the avionics configuration. It's important to remember that distinction. It's used more, again, as a replay, not so much as a save your spot and take your flight up later. What I do use these kind of things for very often, though, however, is I will use them to, if I'm practicing an approach and I want to save a specific point in space to load various aircraft. Okay, if I want to, be at the 3 mile mark at 1,000 feet, whatever it may be, or what would that be, 10,000 feet? I can't remember now. But you guys get the gist of what I'm looking at here. No, 3,000 feet at, nope, stop. I'm going to confuse myself. It's getting too late at night. So just forget I said that. But you guys catch the gist. If I want to save, like, for example, Princess Juliana was a fun one. And this is a fun one, too. We're here at St. Bart's, which is, always fun to do the recordings on. So we're going to check it out. We're just going to do a couple loops around St. Bart's, couple touch and goes in the Cessna 310. No promises. So either I'll be recording some cool takeoff and landings, or I will be replaying an absolute debauchery. So let's just see what happens and hope for the best. Now, here is the Flight Control Replay website. Okay, this is the official website from the developer that breaks down everything that it does. As well as gives you some demos of it and some instructionals on how to use it. Now, it is available for both P3D V5, FSX, and obviously Microsoft Flight Simulator as we are using it today. Now, if you want to purchase it, however, you want to move on over to the sim market, and you can pick this up for €20. Now, there are other applications, guys. You know me. I do not hold anything back. SkyDolly is completely free and very effective in my personal opinion. So it's going to be quite the battle to see how this one compares. Okay, and we are going to be checking some of that out. Now, one of the cooler things I've got going on here is I actually have this attached to my gosh, I can't talk right now, touchscreen. So you guys should be able to see everything as we go through it. So if we go to some of the options, here's some of the options that display. I'm just sort of reading through them, giving you guys a chance to pause and look through them as well. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Camera shortcuts. Okay, this I kind of like. Pitch angle. So you can actually control the camera angle. Now, this is a nice thing. You can control the different camera angles based on the application versus from inside of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now, there are pros and cons to this. In the replay aspect of it, it gives you the ability to create smoother transitions in your camera angles. Now, I'm not going to worry about so much of that too much today, but it is nice to be able to have that function directly in it. Now, you also have camera from within inside MSF. You can actually control the camera speed, the momentum, drone rotation, all the things that we control with inside MSFS, you can now control from inside the app. And again, this makes it very nice because you don't have to readjust it. And here you can see override the default camera settings up at top. So that's, again, actually a pretty nice feature. I will say that trying to remember to manipulate the controls inside of Microsoft Flight Simulator is a real pain in the rear end. Move over into video. We can record at 60 frames per second, quality versus speed. I'm going to max that out. Oh, quality is down. Hold on. I'm using my touchscreen controller, so I'm kind of... There we go. Quality, we want that at 100%. I think my computer can handle it. Let's see here. Duration in seconds. Parameters for show dynamic text. I don't really want to show that, but that's fine. Let's see what else we got. Audio. Record audio during a flight recording. Interesting. Play recorded audio during the play. So that's actually kind of cool. Ghost plane. This is what we were telling you guys about earlier. You can actually create a plane that will match your current recording. So, for example, if you wanted to practice some formation flying, you could go up, do your loops, do your aerobatics, whatever it may be, create a AI plane that will then follow your recording but be this specific distance away. So that does kind of add a very nice feature for the replay portion. And then again, we've already seen the general information. So let's go ahead and close the window now. So I think we're just going to go ahead and lock and load here and see what happens. So I'm going to go ahead and move this off the screen for now. I don't really see much of a purpose of having it there. We're going to turn the head tracker on to make sure I have that going so we can fly this intelligently. Because this is not an airport that I want to not have my camera on. That would just be ridiculously foolish. I feel like it is so loud. I'm watching my microphone. I feel like it's clipping like crazy. All right, so let's do this. We're going to start. I'm going to hide the display capture. All right. And let's go back into our track IR and turn it on. Dun, dun, dun. And we're going to let the games begin here. Oh, if I don't pinch myself with my own headset. That was a really dumb thing to do. I don't recommend that. And let's center that camera. Okay. Let's do some flying here. Now, the wonderful part about this is that I get to figure out how to use the parking brake on this particular aircraft because it has been a very long time. There's the gear switch. Ooh, doo, 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 doo. There it is. All right, here we go. All right, let's get rolling. Let's release that parking brake. I'm going to start the recording. Oh, wants me to choose a directory. I want to make sure we weren't rolling. You have to title it, which I actually don't like. I'd like to just be able to hit record and be good to go. Okay, it says it's recording, so off we go now. All right, here we go. Standing on the brakes for a second, going to max power. Speed alive and flying quick. Rotate. Gear coming up. All right, and let's just see how it did. I'm going to stop the recording, and I'm simply going to hit the play button. So I have to load it now. Wow, so it paused the sim. Oh, interesting. So apparently that's a hotkey for pausing it. That's actually kind of cool. Wow, okay. So some hotkey bindings I'm going to have to change. But look at that, instant reset. So F on your keyboard or Foxtrot, by default, automatically resets it back to the beginning of the playlist. So that's pretty awesome. I'm kind of digging on this. It's very fast, very responsive, seems to have a ton of features. I like the key binding options. The key binding options are very, very helpful. And then I hit that pause key again. But very, very smooth, guys. Very smooth. Let's pause that. Oh, and then it just takes you back to the beginning of the recording. Now, what happens if I want to, because it's already about to do it. So I'm going to hit stop this time. Okay. And I'm going to go back to the cockpit view. Get my keyboard back where it belongs. Okay. And if I simply want to now record again. Okay, so it's going to have you select the file again, so I'm just rewriting the same file that we did before. And it looks like I have control. It's my plane again. And it does say it is recording, so off we go again. Although I just noticed the avionics are off. So I don't know, but that could have been one of my freaking hotkeys too, so we'll address that in just a second here. Let me get her airborne again now. Oh, you know what? I actually know which one it is, too. It's the page up key. That was my fault. I bound that earlier messing around with a few things and clearly did not set that back. Now I have to remember where the damn avionics master is on this particular aircraft because I forgot. Honestly, I wasn't paying too much to the plane. I was just trying to have some fun with something different. So don't hold me you know, too accountable here. I was just trying to screw around here. I really don't remember where it is. Yeesh. Oh, hey, I bet it's over here. Anti-collision, avionics master. There it is. All right, hey, we got it. All right, so let's go ahead and try a landing here. You know what? I'm going to stop the recording because I actually don't want to record yet. It's very cool having that on a touchscreen, though. I gotta tell you, it's kind of awesome. I do know there's also a integration with the Microsoft Flight Simulator toolbar as well. Now, the reason why I test these in the raw, guys, because I'm sure many of you are probably thinking, wow, he didn't practice this before doing the video. I do that on purpose, and it's two schools of thought. Some people like it, some don't. I'm very big on out-of-the-box experience. What is it going to take as an end user to use this product? What is that? What is the learning curve? What is the ease of use? Is it something that's difficult and just going to be cumbersome, and you're going to spend more time pulling your hair out than you are actually flying the aircraft like you want to and enjoying the scenery, enjoying your landings, takeoffs, etc.? You know, are you going to be more frustrated with the application than you are going to be, you know, actually using it? These are all big things, especially when it comes to payware. All right, now we're going to extend out quite a bit here. I need to start slowing this aircraft down because it ain't going to take long for us to come in here. Look at that rain, man. I need to fly this plane more. I forgot how much I enjoy this aircraft. This is a really fun aircraft. This would be another fun one for Neo Fly. Alright, and I think I'm actually just going to, well, what's our airspeed? I bet we can make that work. Alright, so going into the recording menu, selecting the file that we just used, hitting save, tell it to overwrite, yes, and we are recording. So now let's go flaps 1. Oh, what was that? That was interesting. Did you guys see that? The screen like flickered. Watching that airspeed. Oh, I know what happened. Oh, you know what happened? I think the batteries died on my track IR. I haven't charged it in quite a long time. I was due for one. That sucks. I'm gonna pay the price for that. I'm trying so hard. I keep trying to turn my head to look, and that's what happened. So we're gonna try this from a bit further away. Dropping the landing gear. Alright, let's just keep the approach right in our view. Ooh, buddy. You guys know how much I love this approach. Setting those props back to full. Pulling the manifold pressure back a bit. Dun 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 dun. Going the next stage of flaps. Trying to maintain about 90 knots for the moment. Not quite ready to turn onto that final yet. Full flaps coming in. This really sucks without my track IR. man, it looks like I'm gonna hit. Oh, I feel like I'm gonna hit. Oh no! Ooh. Oh, that was ugly. Oh, like I pulled back with everything that I had, and there just wasn't enough. Well, let's go back and see just how nasty that was, because I think it was pretty bad. Okay, so I'm gonna stop. And this one, let's see here. So we're gonna go back to the app. I'm going to hit load, select our file, hit open, and then now I have the play option available, and there we go. Okay, and now we're gonna return to the exterior view. There's our aircraft. Unfortunately, I have a bunch of my camera views that are a little on the effed up side, so we're just sort of going to use this, but you guys will get the gist from it. Alright, I'm going to try to move it forward and see how easily it jumps. Nice. Very smooth. And it catches up with the controls. The gears just dropped. Alright, here we go. I feel like this was so awful. Oof, 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 oof. And then there's the dive. And slam! Oh, man, that was bad. Jeez. Okay, so let's go ahead and stop the replay here. And let's just talk for a second. So for 20 euros, I will say the application right off the bat is the smoothest I have seen. This is a completely new UI, which I really like. Let me bring it back up for you guys here. Since we're done with the flight. So the UI is very, very nice. It's very, very simple. It works very, very well. There are a ton of options to it. I will be doing a second follow-up review on this application. Give me about a week to use it and mess around. You guys will probably see some replay action in the videos to come. I love, again, how smooth it is. It's very fast. I don't know how I feel about having to select a file every time that you want to do a recording. I don't know how I feel about that. It just seems kind of silly. So for example, if we go to record here, this is what pops up. You select the file. So there is me selecting the file, and then I hit save. Drop that in, ask me if I want to repeat, hit yes. And then from here, we would be able to record. Now let's go ahead and stop the recording there. And then from here, you'd have to go load. Again, selecting your file, hit open. Let's actually see what that does since we crashed. And hit play. Let's see what that does. Okay, so it's going to stop for now. That kind of makes sense being at the menu here. So here's a perfect representation of what it would look like if you were to just restart again. So here's play. Now, the one thing that I like right off the bat, guys, is that the default weather at time actually right now is nighttime. This was actually my second attempt at recording the takeoff. I forgot to hit the record button on the previous attempt. And so I had to change the daylight back. As you guys know, when you hit restart, it resets everything back to its default time, which means that the flight control replay is also storing the time information and probably the weather information, it looks like, during the recording. So all you have to do is replay the recording, and everything's back to normal. Now, I am kind of curious. Let's just see what happens if we were to... and see, I don't even have access to the menus right now because of that. That's kind of interesting. Like it won't even pop up the menu while the replay is active. So again, pros, cons. That's really going to be sort of subjective there. For $20 US though, or excuse me, I digress. Need to correct myself. That is not correct. Not $20 US. For 20 euros, excuse me. I do feel like the application is worth it. It's a pretty good app. Why can't I bring it back up? Where did I move it to? Okay, seriously. I don't know where it went. That's weird. Okay. All right. Well, that was me. So anyway, I'm not going to make you guys watch me play hide and go seek with it, but definitely seems to be a very fairly priced application. Does a lot. Again, very, very user friendly. Has a tons of customization options. Has the keys and the shortcuts. The MSFS camera control options. There's definitely a lot here. Definitely a lot here. And again, I really approve of the new UI layout. He's really done a great job. He's really done a great job, and I think that he should be very proud. And I'm very glad that I got the opportunity to take a look at this one. So let me know what you guys think down below. Again, we will be doing a follow-up video, and we'll see how it is after about a week of use. As always, guys, stay safe and healthy, and I will catch you in the next one.